Hi, welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. Today we're going to be carving a Siberian deadfall. So the other day I was out here doing a review on the Skookum bush tool. If you're interested in seeing that whole review, it's on my YouTube channel. But today we're going to be carving a Siberian deadfall trap using just this tool. Alright, so I kind of beaver chewed around this whole stick. There we go. And I am going to probably make this about as long as my fist. So I'm going to go ahead and make another cut right around here. Okay, here we go. This is going to be the working part of the Siberian deadfall trap. All right, so I'm going to start now that I've got the working length, and I know this length because I'm going to be using the same deadfall weight that I have in previous videos. I'm going to go ahead and just flatten off all the sides. So this is going to be basically a square by the time I'm done with it. So I've got one flat. I'm going to roll it 90 degrees. This is going to look like dimensional lumber when we're done with it. All right, so I've got this more or less square, so I've got 90-degree edges. The tips I'm not going to quite worry about quite yet. I'm going to come in about 1/3. So right about here, I'm going to baton in a little less than half the width of the wood. So about like this. So I've got this batoned in cut. I'm going to rotate this down, and now I'm going to come 1/3 from the other end, and I'm going to baton in about the same width. I'm just going to give it a real light baton. So I've got it starting to split right here. I'm just going to help that split along. And now that I opened it up a little bit more, should split right through. I got one little piece hanging, and I really don't want it to blow out on me, so I'm going to go a little bit deeper. And there we go. There's our split stick trigger. So this is the split stick. I'm going to go ahead and just clean it up a little bit. There we go. Now this bottom edge, I dropped a little bit. I don't want that to be a hang up. There we go. And here's this side of the split stick. This is the other side. I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to clean that up a little bit. Now on this back edge, I'm just going to put a little bit of camphor on it and knock this edge off so the stick has a tendency to split. So here's the ends. I went ahead and cleaned up both ends. One of them I gave a little flat, the other's got a slight point to it. And we're just going to put the two halves of the split trigger back together again, and you see that little hinge because we've 45'd off the pieces. So there's no flats, so it just wants to fall apart just like that. So now the third stick is going to actually hold this together, and that's going to work as our trigger stick. All right, so this is just a different branch off that same tree. I'm gonna go ahead and just make a baton, and then make just one plunge cut to get me started. So I've got my one plunge cut right here. The second plunge cut is going to be the width of our trigger bar. So this is going to be like a log cabin notch that's going to fit just exactly over our split stick. So I got a little nick here in the wood. And I'm just going to make a log cabin notch. With this split stick together, we want our log cabin notch to go right over the end of it. And it's not bad. I'm going to make that just a little bit deeper. You really can't go deeper than halfway or you start to lose your structure on the stick. All right, so I'm going to hold this together and then slip the trigger stick over it, and right now it's holding it together. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim this off real quick. I'll make it maybe this long. And since this is a trap, I would just go ahead and make a point. And then this would be baited. Okay, so with my split stick put together with the horizontal split facing out, so I don't want this to go sideways, I'm just going to hold this together with my hand until I can get the bait stick in and let it lock into place. And there you go. So the Siberian trap is easy to carve and easy to set, but it's not quite as sensitive as like the Paiute or the figure 4. But either way, when the animal comes in here and hits the trigger stick, you're still eating. So this is my version of the Siberian deadfall trap. This was a pretty hot trap for a while. First time I saw it was in the documentary Happy People. Definitely check out that documentary, and if you notice, they are trapping for a medium game size animal. A lot of these primitive traps we've scaled down to micro trapping. We're trapping squirrels and chipmunks and mice. This kind of trap is more suited for, you know, a possum, a raccoon. A squirrel would certainly set it off, but I would not use this set for mice or anything like that. That's the trade-off you get when a trap is so easy to carve, so easy to set like this one is. You could set gangs and gangs of these traps. Very versatile trap. Definitely need to learn this, especially suited in the medium game. Once you get squirrel size over, and then you could scale this right up to anything that you could kill with the deadfall. So I made this entire trap using just the skookum bush tool. This is not a hard trap to make. This isn't really that much of a challenge for this knife. But if you're interested in seeing more on the knife, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel for the full review. Get yourself a sharp tool, grab some sticks, and go ahead and practice these traps. Till next time, this has been Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. See you soon.